Right now, while you're watching this, the World Cup is busy handing out the single biggest pile of prize money in the history of the sport. The pool this year is around $871 million. The team that wins it walks away with about $50 million. And every single team that showed up, even the ones knocked out first, is guaranteed somewhere north of $10 million just for being there. The money on these fields right now is genuinely dazzling. So here's the uncomfortable thing nobody celebrating wants to hear. And it's the reason I'm making this video instead of just enjoying the games like a normal person. The men earning these fortunes are, statistically, some of the worst people on the entire planet at actually keeping money. You've probably heard the scary version of this. There's a number that gets thrown around constantly, that something like 60% of footballers are flat broke within 5 years of hanging up their boots. And I'm going to be straight with you about that number in a minute, because the truth is more complicated and more interesting than the headline. But stay with me, because whether that figure is 60% or a fraction of that, the story sitting underneath it is the most useful money lesson you will ever get. And here's the twist. It has almost nothing to do with football and everything to do with you. Let me start with why this even happens, because once you see the mechanism, you can't unsee it in your own life. A footballer's career is brutally short. We're talking, on average, a handful of years at the top. So picture your entire working life, the 40 years you expect to earn money across, and now compress all of it, every paycheck you'll ever get, into about 5 years in your 20s. That's the situation these guys are in. The money comes in like a fire hose, all at once, at the exact age where almost nobody on Earth has the wisdom to handle it. And then one day, while they're still young, it just stops. And here's the part that breaks people. The money stops, but the life doesn't. The house, the cars, the people who appeared the moment the money did, the lifestyle that quietly became normal. None of that scales back down on its own. So you've got a guy who earned more in 3 seasons than most people earn in a lifetime. And 10 years later, he's drowning. And everyone watching from the outside says the same lazy thing. How could he be so stupid? But it was never about stupid. Watch how it actually goes. First, the sudden wealth hits someone with zero financial education, because nobody teaches a 19-year-old who's brilliant with a ball anything at all about money. Then come the advisors. And this is the genuinely dark part, because the same enormous paycheck that makes these players rich also makes them the juiciest target on the planet for every smooth-talking guy with a guaranteed investment. Property schemes, restaurants, can't-miss businesses, exotic tax dodges, all sold by people who do not have the player's interest at heart, just his signature. A shocking amount of footballer money doesn't get blown on Lamborghinis. It gets quietly vaporized in bad investments that were dressed up as smart ones, recommended by someone they trusted. Sound familiar? It should, because I told you in another video that the most dangerous money mistakes are the ones that feel responsible. And here it is again, at the highest level of the game. Then add the stuff nobody puts on the highlight reel, the tax bill they forgot to set aside for. Because when you're 22 and the money never seems to stop, why would you? The family and the friends and the hangers-on who all need just a little help, and there are a lot of them. The divorce, which by some accounts pushes a huge share of these guys into even deeper trouble. Stack all of that on top of an income that was always going to switch off early, and the surprise isn't that some of them go broke. The surprise is that anyone gets out clean. Now, I promised you honesty about that 60% figure, so here it is. That number comes from a charity that worked with former players, and it's been repeated so many times, it's basically treated as gospel. But if you actually go looking for the original research behind it, it's almost impossible to find. There's no clear study, no clean sample, nothing solid you can point to. And the more careful academic work that has been done, looking at American athletes, for example, found bankruptcy rates that are real and serious, but a lot lower than the scary headline, climbing over time rather than overnight. So is it literally most footballers? Honestly, probably not. And I'd be lying to you if I said the 60% number was rock solid. But here's why it doesn't matter for you, and why I still made this video. Even the conservative, careful numbers show athletes going broke at many times the rate of normal people, despite earning fortunes that should have set them up for 10 lifetimes. The exact percentage is a distraction. The pattern is the truth, and the pattern is bulletproof, and the pattern is everywhere, including in lives that will never see a World Cup field. Because here's the mirror, and this is the only part of this video I actually need you to remember. You have the exact same problem these these players have. You just have it in slow motion. They get their entire lifetime of income compressed into 5 wild years. You get yours stretched across 40 calmer ones. But the underlying trap is identical. Income that feels like it will always be there. A lifestyle that quietly expands to swallow whatever you earn. So a raise never actually makes you richer. It just resets the baseline of what feels normal. A vague belief that you'll get serious about money later, once things settle down. And the total absence of anyone ever sitting you down and teaching you how this actually works. The footballer's version is just yours, with the volume turned all the way up and the timeline sped up so you can watch the whole tragedy play out in fast forward. And that's the gift here, weirdly. You get to watch what happens, compressed and obvious and on a giant stage, and then go quietly fix the slow motion version in your own life before it ends the same way. Let me make this real with 2 players, not their names, just 2 paths, because you've seen both even if you didn't know what you were looking at. Player 1 signs the big contract and the money walks in, and in his head a switch flips that says, "This is who I am now. This is my life, permanently." The house matches the income. The cars match the house. The circle around him grows to match all of it. And every one of those people quietly assumes the tap stays on forever, because he assumes it too. He's not reckless in any single moment. Every individual purchase makes sense for a man who earns what he earns. The problem is the hidden assumption underneath all of them. The belief that today's income is the new floor instead of a temporary spike, and that one wrong belief is the crack the whole thing eventually falls through. Player 2 earns the exact same money and does something that feels almost unnatural at that age. He looks at the giant number, and instead of seeing a new life, he sees a countdown. He knows, somewhere deep, that the fire hose has an off switch he doesn't control. An injury, a bad season, a younger, faster kid coming up behind him, any of it could flip it next year. So he lives well below what he could. He gets the money working for him early, and when the can't-miss opportunity shows up, and it always shows up, he has the discipline to walk away from it. 10 years later, one of these men is doing motivational talks about losing everything, and the other one never makes the news at all, because quietly staying wealthy is invisible. It doesn't trend, nobody films it, and the gap between them was never talent or even income. It was one belief about whether the money was a window or a way of life. There's a psychology underneath this that's worth naming, because you have it too. The human brain is genuinely terrible at believing that a good thing will end while the good thing is still happening. When money is flowing, every cell in your body insists it will keep flowing. And any voice suggesting otherwise sounds like a buzzkill, a pessimist, someone who just doesn't get it. That instinct is exactly backwards, and it's the single most expensive instinct a person can have, whether they're a striker pulling in millions or someone who just got their first real paycheck and feels, for the first time, a little bit safe. So what's the actual lesson? The thing that separates the rare athlete who stays wealthy from the many who don't. It is almost embarrassingly boring, and it is the same thing every single time. The ones who keep it treat the big years not as a permanent new life, but as a window, a short window to convert money that is here today into income that shows up forever. They live on a fraction of what they make, not because they're cheap, but because they understand that the fire hose has an off switch and they're racing it. They put money somewhere it can quietly grow on its own, early, instead of waiting until they understand it better, because the entire magic of money building on itself depends on time, and time is the one thing a short career is starving for. And they say no to the can't-miss investment, the urgent opportunity, the trusted friend's sure thing, precisely because they've learned that anything sold with urgency and a guarantee is the exact shape of the thing that takes athletes down. Now, flip every one of those back onto your own life, because they all transfer perfectly. Treat your earning years as a window, not a forever. Let your lifestyle rise slower than your income, so that every raise actually buys you freedom instead of just a bigger cage. Get your money growing early, even clumsily, even in small amounts, because starting beats optimizing every single time. And develop a real allergy to anything urgent, guaranteed, and too good to be true, because that thing has bankrupted men who earned $50 million, and it will not hesitate for a second over someone earning a normal salary. The World Cup is going to keep going. The prize money is going to keep climbing, and somewhere out there, a kid is about to sign his first contract that pays him more in a week than his parents made in a year, and statistically, the odds are not kind to him. But you're not him, and you've got something he doesn't have, which is the slow version of his problem and enough time to act actually fix it. So let me leave you with the question I really want answered down in the comments. And be honest, because nobody's grading you. If your income suddenly tripled tomorrow, would your lifestyle stay exactly where it is? Or would it quietly creep up to match? Because your honest answer to that one question tells you everything about whether you'd survive the footballer's trap, or walk straight into it in slow motion like almost everyone else does. And if that honest answer made you even a little uncomfortable, good, hold on to that. Because that discomfort is worth more than any prize money. It's the one thing that actually makes a person change while the money is still coming in, instead of after it's gone.